Hello guys, welcome to this channel. Welcome back to this topic. I'm so excited that you made it back to this topic. Okay, so remember, we are still treating JavaScript operators, just like I earlier mentioned that we want to take this in-depth study. This is going to be in-depth tutorial. I mean, at the end of this course, you're going to be good with JavaScript. You're going to be good in JavaScript programming languages, and that's why we are breaking it into pieces in everything. We want you to grab every part of it. I mean, the whole of this topic is what we can just handle in one video and treat it in 1 hour. But you see, it's not about just teaching. It's all about the student grasping what is being taught, and that's why we decided to break this down into several topics and subtopics. So okay, you can see we have a topic here that says JavaScript operators, and then under the JavaScript operators we have different types of operators, and then in each of this subtopic we are still breaking it down to different use case and different subtopics and different headings. All right, so in the previous video we treated about the assignment operators, and then in the other video we've treated the arithmetic operators and then the assignment operators. So today we're going to be focusing on the comparison operators, which is number 3. That is where we are. All right, if you just bump into this video, please, I will advise you to revisit the arithmetic operators and then the assignment operators, unless you just want to learn more about the comparison operators. All right, okay guys, so let's get started. So today we're going to be looking at comparison operators. Now let's forget about programming. If you look at the word comparison, what does it mean? Comparison, comparison, when you compare, comparison has to do with comparing two things. When you compare, you don't compare only one thing to itself. You have to compare it to something else. So you look at the qualities of this one, look at the qualities of this one. So what will you be looking at? You're going to be looking at which one is more bigger. For instance, in size, you may say which one is bigger in size. Is it A or B? Okay, which one looks more beautiful? Is it A or B? Which one looks more taller? Is it A or B? Which one looks shorter? Is it A or B? Which one is dark skin? Is it A or B? I mean, there are a lot of things you're going to be comparing if you're doing comparison. All right, okay, so let's bring it down, that idea, let's bring it down to JavaScript and to programming. So programming, when we compare, what do we compare? We compare values. What do we compare? We compare variables. All right, so we check if this variable is bigger than this one, if it is the same thing, if this one is bigger. So that is the concept of comparison. So I just want you to have this mindset so that you know what we are about to go into. Okay, so under this topic we're going to be looking at the equal to. Remember, we are still under operators, so we're going to be looking at the operator that we use for equality. In our previous video we mentioned that the single equal symbol is not an equal sign in JavaScript. Okay, so you can head back to our assignment operators. You will learn more about that. So we're going to look at the equality, equal to. We're going to look what we call the strict equal to. We're going to look at not equal to. We're going to look at strict not equal to. We're going to look at the greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and then greater than or equal to, or sorry, less than or equal to. All right guys, so let's head over. Now in JavaScript, the symbol for the equal sign or the equal operator is the double equal sign that you have. But in programming, it's not called the equal sign. I mean, one of these is called the assignment symbol, or the assignment operator. One of it is assignment operator, but when you have it like this, it means equal. So we're going to be using the equal sign to check if two values are the same. And I want to say, when you are making comparison, you will have only two options. All right, for instance, if you ask, is James taller than John, you're gonna have either you say yes or no. All right, yes, James is taller than John. No, James is not taller than John. So but you must have yes or no. And then in programming we have what we call the true or false. All right, is James taller than John? True. Is James taller than John? False. So when we do comparison, the result is always true or false. Have this at the back of your mind. Whenever we do comparison operation in JavaScript and in most programming languages, I mean almost in all programming languages, when you do comparison operation, it's the result is always yes or the result is no. All right, so have this at the back of your mind. You can put it down somewhere, you can put it down in your notes. So the result of comparison operation is either true or false. It's either true or false. It's either true or false. All right, so let's go with our mindset. So here we're going to declare two variables, to start with. So we're going to say var x, we want Mr. X to be assigned to the value of 50, and then we want to declare another variable, Mr. Y, and we're going to be assigning Mr. Y to the value of 40. Okay. All right. So remember the rule. The rule is that the result is going to be either true or false. Either true or false, because this is a statement. So a statement can either be true or it is false. Okay. All right. So let's console log. So we're going to say console.log. Okay, let's declare another variable. We're going to call variable result, and in that result we're going to say we're going to assign it to a statement. Okay, so the statement is going to be we're going to say that x is equal to y. Okay, x is equal to y, and then we're going to console log the result. We're going to say console.log result, and then let's head over to our browser and refresh and see what that gives us. So we head over to a browser here, refresh it. So you see we have false. So false because so this is asking, is x greater than y? Is x equal to y? X is 50, y is 40, so it's not equal. So if you check here, look at this, we have this to be assignment operator, and then here we also have this to be the equality. So you can see the both of them are in the same statement and it works fine. All right, so that is it. So here we are checking if these two values are the same, if they are equal. So we check if they are equal, and then because they are not equal, 40 is not the same as 50, and then we are getting a value that says false. Okay, now let's decrease the value of x to 40. Let's make it 40. Now they have the same value, so we head over to our browser and then refresh this. It gives us true. You can see right here true. So it's true because x is equal to 40. So x is equal to y, they are the same. Okay, so you might also put it in a bracket, I mean for more clarity and readability, but it's the same. This one is just for human reading. You can make it like this, x is equal to, all right, and then at the same time you can console log it direct. You can say x equal to y, is x equal to y. You might not use this result if you want, but if you want to store it in a variable, you can store the result in a variable and console log the result. So you can see here we have the value true. Okay, so that is that on the what do we call it, on equal to. So the next one we're going to move over is what we call the strict equal to. All right, so I'm going to declare another variable. I'm going to call it z. Z is equal to 40. All right, now we are going to treat data types in this. When we get to data types, we're going to do more of this. You're going to know different types of data, but I want you to know something, that this is what we call string. For now, just know it's called a string. The data type, this is a number. All right, we are going to get into data types, and when we get to data type, this will make more sense. So do not worry if you do not understand it completely for now. Of course, I do not expect you to do that, to understand this yet, because we've not treated the data types in JavaScript, okay, which we are going to come into that. So just know that we have number, this is a number, and then this is a string in JavaScript. Okay, so this is a different data type, and then this is a different data type. Okay, so when we use the symbol or the operator, the symbol that we use for not equal to we use the exclamation mark plus the equal symbol. All right, so this is what we use for not equal to. And then what not equal to does, strict equal to check if the data type are the same, and then the value are the same. Okay, so here we have z to be the data type for z is a string, but the value is 40. Now we have y is a string, well, sorry, y is a number, and then the value is 40. So if we are trying to check using the equal sign, this is going to return true for us. Now let me do that. I think that's one of the things I skipped. So if I say console log y is equal to z, now I want you to notice something. Now notice that y is a number and then z is a string, but they have the same value, 40. Now we're trying to check if both of them are equal. So let's head over to our browser here and refresh. That gives us true. All right, true. Now it says true because the values are the same. That is just equal to. Now when we come over to not equal to checks for both. Okay, let me put something here. Checks if both values, if both variables, okay, check for both value and data type. Okay, so have this at the back of your mind. When we say not equal to, we say it is strict, strict. So it is going to check if the data type are the same and then if the values are the same. But the equal to only checks the value, it doesn't check the data type. So this is the difference. This is the difference. I want to repeat. I want you to listen very carefully. The equal to checks only the value and not the data type. Now the strict equal to checks for both the values and the data type. So if the values and the data type are the same, it will return true. But if the values are the same and the data type are not the same, it will return false. That is for the strict equal to. So let's head over to our browser. I'm going to comment this out. I'm going to remove this. So here I'm going to say console. Okay, let's store the result in a variable. So we're going to call the var keyword, and we call we're going to declare a variable result. We assign it to the value of. So we're trying to check that. Oh, sorry guys, I just made a mistake. This is not strict equal to. That's a strict not equal to. Sorry, that is strict not equal to. I just check it now. I just observed it. That was a mistake. That was a mistake on my part. My bad. That's my mistake. The strict equal to is, we use triple, the triple single equal sign. All right, sorry, that was what I wrote was not equal to. So the symbol for strict equal to is the symbol here. You can see it, 1 2 3, there are 3. Okay, so we're going to store the result here. We're going to say that y is strictly equal to z. All right, so here what we're trying to check is, let me tell you what we're trying to check. By this we are trying to check that the data type y is the same with the data type z, then the value y is the same thing with the value z. So of course you should know that this will return false for us because the data type are not the same. They are the same value but not the same data type. All right, y is a string, y is a number, then z is a string. So let's head over to our browser and refresh and see what we're going to get. So refresh here. Am I console logging it? Oh, sorry, I didn't console log it. So let's console log our result. Console.log result. All right, console log result. Let's head over to our browser and then refresh. You say we have false. We have false because the data type are not the same. Now we have x and y. X is 40. The data type is number. We have y to be 40. The data type is number. So let's compare these two and see if it's going to give us true. Of course, it should give us true. Now the reason why it will give us true is because they have the same value and then the same data type. Okay, let's head over to our browser and then refresh this. We should see true. You can see we have true right here. But what if we increase the value here to 401? All right, now it's going to return false. The reason is because the values are not the same, even though the data type are the same. All right, let's head over to our browser and then refresh. You see we have false right here. So yeah guys, so this is how we we use the strict equal to, yeah, the strict equal to check this a comparison operation. Okay, so we are going to move over to the next one, and the next one we have is not equal to. So the not equal to symbol is represented by with the exclamation mark and this, all right, and then the silent operator. So if when we combine these two symbols, it gives us the not equal to. So not equal to checks if this one is not equal to this one. All right, it's just the opposite of the equal to. So here we're going to console log something. We're going to console log. So we want to check that x, all right, x is not equal to y. All right, so what do you think that's going to give us? That's going to give us true, because x is not equal to y. X and y are not the same. X is the value of x is 401, and then the not equal to only checks for the value. Also, it doesn't check the data type. There's another thing you should bear in mind. The not equal to only checks for the values, only compare the values and not the data types. The not equal to only compare the values and not the data type. Okay, so looking at this should give us false, and the reason is because the value of y is not equal to the value of x. Let's head over to our browser, refresh this. So you see it gives us true. Yeah, now it gives true because, yeah, it gives true because the values are not the same. So what we're trying to say, is it true? What we're saying here, is it true that the value of x is not equal to the value of y? Then yes, it is true because the values are not the same. But what if we have the values to be the same? So we are saying here, is it true that the value of x is not equal to the value of y? Now this is going to be false. The reason is because the value of x is equal to the value of y. So when we head over to our browser and then refresh, that's going to give us false. Okay guys, I think that makes more sense, right? I think that makes sense. So we are going to what am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to store this in a variable. So I'm going to still call the variable result to be equal to that. This just want you to have something you look at. That's why I'm leaving it here, in case you want to be looking at it or you want to write it out somewhere. All right, so we head over to strict not equal to. All right, so the symbol for strict not equal to is this. All right, so the strict not equal to checks that the value of the first variable and the data type of the second variable are not the same with the value of the first variable, and then they are not the same with the value of the second variable and then the data type. So the not equal to also checks, compares the values, and then also compares the data type. All right, so here we're going to also call under we're going to declare another variable, or we're going to reassign a variable using a var result, or yeah, var result. I mean, this is not really how to define variables. I mean, it cannot be var result. So I take this expire with this one and this expired with this one. I just want to leave something for you to be looking at. All right, so here we're going to say that we want to check the result is going to be equal to the result is going to be assigned a value. We want to say that we want to check that the value of x and the data type of x, all right, is not equal to the value of z and then the data type of z. I think that sentence makes sense. So here we are checking, we'll read it again. We are checking that the value of x and the variable, the value and the data type of x is not equal to the value and data type of z. I think that makes sense now. Now, what do you think that this will give us? It will give us true. Now, I'll tell you why. Why it will give us true is because now look at x. The value of x is 40. The data type of x is what? Number, right? The value of z is what? 40. The data type of z is what? Strings. So the values are the same, but the data type are not the same. So this will give us true. So let's console log it. Console log result, and then we head over to our browser, refresh this. We see we have true because they are not the same. they are not the same. Okay, so what if we change this value? We change from x to y. So the question here is it true? We want to check that, is it true that x, the value of x and the data type of x is not equal to the value and data type of y? So what is the value of x? The value of x here is 40. Is it the same with the y? Yes, it is the same. The data type here of x is what? Number. What is the data type of y? Is number also. So these are two. So when we say is not, that means but here they are. So if you're saying they are not, but here they are, they are. So it is not true that they are not the same. It's not true. So let's head over to our browser and then refresh. So that's why we have false, because it is not true. All right, guys. Okay. So let's head over to the fifth one, which is greater than. All right. So the symbol for greater than, we have this sign, all right, that looks like chevron right. So this is the sign for greater than. So we want to check if two values, one is greater than the other or not. So we can simply console.log console.log. Remember, we have x, so we want to check that 40 is greater than, or yeah, we can use values directly also. 40 is greater than 42. All right, so remember we said that the comparison operators, we always return true or false. So we have here console.log, is it true? What is it asking? Is it true that 40 is greater than 42? I mean, that should give us false. Let's head over, because 40 is not greater than 42. Okay, so this is how you check. We can use variable. Then the first variable we have there is x. So we can also say is x greater than 42? Then let's check. Head over to our browser. It's false. What's the value of x? The value of x is 40. So 40 is not greater than 42. But if we increase the value of x to be 45, all right, so we head over to our browser. Is it true that x is greater than 42? Is 45 greater than 42? That's what this means, because x is 45. So we head over to our browser and refresh. Is it true? Yeah, it's true. So this is how we check greater than. All right, and greater than, and yeah. All right, guys. So I want to store it in a variable. I'm gonna say var result is equal to whatever we have right here. So the next one we're gonna check. Well, the next one we're gonna check is the less than. All right. The next one we're gonna check is the less than, and then the less than is represented with this symbol, the less than symbol here. So it's just almost the same thing with this. So we can easily, I think at this point, you should be able to do the less than, you should be able to do the greater or less than, you should be able to do the rest of this. But at least the less than, maybe just pause this video for a minute, and try to do something with the less than, okay, and then play it back. All right. So the less than here, let's console.log. So we're gonna say, is it true that 34 is less than 44? Okay, is it true? So we are checking that 34 is less than 44. So we head over to our browser and refresh. You say true. So true, because 44 is greater than 34. So what if we increase this value to something else, maybe to 342, and we're asking, is 342 less than 44? No, it is not. Is it true? No, it's not true. It's false. So that should give us false in our browser. Let's refresh and check our console. You can see right here we have false. So it is false because 342 is not less than this. All right, it's not less than this. Okay, so guys, this is how you use the less than operator. So I'm still gonna store this in a variable. Result is equal to this, is assigned to the value of this, sorry, not equal to. That's a mistake. So we are going to check the greater than or equal to. Now the greater than or equal to is a combination of the greater than and then the equal. All right, but we are not going to be using the complete equal symbol. We're just going to pick one of them. So we're going to say, is it greater than or equal? Now what greater than or equal mean is is it bigger than it, or are they at the same level? Is it greater than it, or is it equal to it? All right, so we can use it in this form and say console log, or let's first of all store it in a variable. So let's have it in a variable var. The reason why I'm using result here is because I just don't want to be cracking my brain on a variable name that I'll just be given to different types of these different types of operations. So I just simply use the result, since we are not actually writing a big program where we have to define a variable and just follow it. Okay, all right. So here we're gonna say that is it true that 34 is greater or equal to 40? So what we are checking is that, first of all, we are checking that 30 is greater than 40. Is it true? No, it's not true. Okay, if it's not true, we want to check is 30 equal to 40? It's not true. So since both of this expression is not true, then it's not going to be true. So that should give us false. We have to our browser. Oh, sorry, we've not console log it. So we're gonna console log our result. Console log result. All right. Head over to our browser and then refresh, see what we've got. So we have false. Now the false is because 30 is not greater than or equal to 40. Now we're gonna increase this value to 300. We're using 300. So we're checking if 300 is greater than or equal to 40. So the first statement holds true. All right, the first statement is true. Now, because 300 is greater than 40, so if any of them is true, I want to mention something here. This statement, what we are checking is just like we are saying, is 300 greater than 40, or 300 equal to 40. This is what this means. Okay, so if any of these if this one is true, if any of this is true, then what we have here will be true. This is how JavaScript calculates or evaluates this expression. If this one is true or this one is true, then the both of them, this is going to evaluate to true. So we look at the first one. Is 300 greater than 40? Yes, it's greater than 40. Is 300 equal to 40? No, 300 is not equal to 40, but at least it is greater than 40, because we're checking for two different statements. So if any of these statements evaluates to true, then this is going to give us true. So let's head over to a browser and then refresh and see what we've got. So you can see we have true. Yeah, the true is because one of them here is true. All right, guys. Yeah, I think that makes sense. All right, guys. So we're gonna go to the last one, which is less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. So the less than or equal to, we had the symbol or the operator is the less than sign plus the equal to. It's pretty much the same with this, but the only difference is just the symbol. All right. So I guess you can pause the video and do this one by yourself. So, but let's get it rolling. So we're gonna store it in a variable. We're gonna say assign the value to a variable result, and we're gonna say we're gonna use the same thing. Is 300 less than or equal to 40? Now, what this is saying is we're checking first of all if 300 is less than 40. That is the number one. Or is 300 equal to 40? All right, this is what it does. So here, let's calculate. Let's evaluate it by ourselves before JavaScript will do the job for us. So the question now is 300 less than 40? So 300 less than 40, is that true? That's false. 300 is not less than 40. Now we check, is 300 equal to 40? 300 is not equal to 40. Now remember the rule that if any of them is true, then the both statements are true. But since none of them is true, it's going to give us false, I guess. So let's console.log result. Let's console log our result and then head over to our browser. Refresh right here. You see false because none of them is is true. Both of them are false. Okay, so guys, remember today what we have learned. We have learned the equal to operator. We learned the strict equal to. We have learned the not equal to. We have learned the strict not equal to. We have learned the greater than. We have learned the less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So one of the concepts you should not forget in today's learning is that the comparison operators return either true or false. They return either true or false. You should bear that at the back of your mind. Okay, so we are going to get into control structures, the data coming when we're talking about making decisions. And when we start making decisions, you're going to see all of these things that we are learning, how we're going to apply it in making decision. But I'm going to do just a little example for you. A little example. So we're going to make a decision. All right, we're going to make a decision, and we're going to use the age. We're going to check if someone has gotten to the age to vote or not. Okay, so we're going to say votable age. Votable age is equal to 18. So what this means is, if your age is equal to 18, or your age is greater than, if you're up to 18 years, you know, you can vote. You are eligible to vote. But if not, you're not eligible to vote. So let's check how we can use control structures using the if statement. How we can make decision with this what we've learned today. That's a little application. So we're going to call the if statement. Don't worry, if you don't understand the if statement, we're going to go into it. So if statement, we are checking. Okay, we're going to declare another variable here. We're going to declare another variable here that says my age. All right, my age. Let's call it my age is 39. So this is the votable age. This is the age limit. You must be up to 18, and then this is the age of the person that we are checking. I mean, this is just a small application to check if someone is eligible to vote or not. If he is up to the age of is eligible to vote, yeah. So we say if, then we're gonna bring one of these into this. All right, so what we're gonna check for two things. All right, so I'm going to write a comment here. If your age, let's say if your age is 18 or above 18, you are eligible to vote. All right, so this is just a statement. Now let's read this statement into one of these. So if your age is 18, now look at this, is 18 or above 18. This is where your concentration should be. Is 18 is equal to 18 or is greater than 18. Above 18 means it's greater than 18. Is 18 means it's equal to 18. All right, so we're gonna take it down here. We say if my age variable is greater than or equal to 18, all right, then if that statement is true, I'm saying if this is true, if my age greater than 18, all right, if this is equal to, let me call the next one, if it is equal to true, if equal to true, I want to console log something. I want to say console.log. I want to say you are eligible to vote. All right, so we can do something like congratulations. All right, then we say you're eligible to vote. Okay, then we now call the else statement, else if. All right, so we want to check what if you're not. So we say else if my age, all right, if my age is not equal to, okay, I'm gonna say if my age is less than 18. All right, because here if you're less than, is either you're equal to, you're greater than, or then you're less than 18. So we already checked for equal to and greater than, so the last one we can just check for less than 18. Okay, so less than 18 means you are 17, because if you're 18 then you're going to be captured here. If you're above 18 you're going to be captured here. So if you are less than 18, that means you're not eligible, so we're going to construct something else. So we say this. All right, so we say if is equal to true, so we're gonna construct oops. All right, I'm gonna say something like, I'm gonna say oops for you. Whew. So we're gonna say oops, you're not eligible to vote. All right, so let's head over to our console, our browser, and then refresh. You can see congratulations, you are eligible to vote. Now because my age here is 39, so let's make my age to be around 16. Let's head over to our browser and then refresh it to say oops, you are not eligible to vote. Now I decided to write this equal to true and then equal to true. Now remember we said that this expression already returns either true or false. Now if it returns true, whatever you have inside here is going to run, but if it returns false, it will go over to the next one. So we're going to learn this in our upcoming videos. When we get to the topic on control structures, I'm going to show you how this works, but I'm just trying to let you know. So we don't need to write something like this, even though it's correct. Already this expression is going to return either true. So if it returns true, it will run whatever that is inside this block. If it returns false, then it will move over to the next one. All right, so we can just have it like this. We usually have it like this. All right, you don't need to put if it's true or if it's false. So though there might be cases where you might want to do that, but for now, I mean, this is the same with this. I mean, this code should run without any problem. So you can see oops, you are not eligible to vote. So if we head over to our browser and then let's change this value to 25, or let's make it exactly 18 and see what we've got, what we'll get. So let's head over to our browser and then refresh. You see congratulations, you are eligible to vote. All right, so that's because 18 is equal to 18. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget also to hit on the notification bell so that you get notified when we post more videos. Please, I want you to share this video to other people. If you find this video valuable, share it to other people so that YouTube can also recommend it to others. All right, thank you so much. Don't forget that our upcoming video, we're gonna treat the logical operators. All right guys, so stay cool. Don't forget, keep practicing, practice and practice. All right, keep practicing. That is the advice I will give to you. All right, thank you very much guys, and do have a wonderful day ahead.